and gentlemen of the YouTube lands, it's your boy Tuglo, and today we are going to go through Sword Art Online Integral Factors menu. Now you say, dude, that's easy peasy. Well, just in case it's not easy peasy lemon squeezy for you, I do want to go over everything that the menu has to offer because it does have a lot of things. So first off, we're going to start with status. Now, we're going to click player, and here we can edit our name to whatever we want within reason. And then we can also see our levels, our EXP, max HP, things of that nature. Then it also shows our current weapon type. The next thing we're going to look at is the player equipment. This is going to be a big first thing, as there is a lot to cover with this. So in the top left hand corner, you can see we have two different sets. Now, in the first set for me, I have a sword and a shield, and in the second set, I have a spear. Now I can change that to be a mace, I can change it to be a rapier, an axe, whatever the case may be. Now, with this game, everything depends on your skills that you have. So right now I am equipped with a spear, and I can only use spear attacks. So with this, you can only see that I have one spear attack and nothing else. So I can't equip anything else, just for the sheer fact of the weapon that I'm using. We can equip up to 4 different skills if our cost in the bottom right hand corner will allow us, and right now my cost is 20 out of 64. On set 1, you can see that my cost is 60 out of 64. I do have different abilities that are available to me, but these are the ones that I've chosen to go with. The Upbeat Warrior Klein, I have the Shy Christmas Sachi, and I do have the Samurai Soul Klein. Now, I can equip a fourth one if it is within the total cost that you see here. This one is the Charismatic Diavel, so I could equip that if I wanted to, and just to show you, just confirm it, then you'll see it in the bottom right hand corner of the skill 4 slot. The next one we're going to look at is the armor. This is also very important. This is where you can buy armor and you can equip it. Now, this is not the cosmetic armor. This is going to be the armor that gives you stats. You can craft those, you can buy those, whatever the case may be. This is where this will show up. It will also show you the upper part and the lower part, so make sure you have your armor equipped. You can have 2 sets of them. Excuse me, you cannot have 2 sets of them. My apologies. You can only have one, and it is only going to be the one that is in slot 1. Now, with the abilities, these do not give you any usable abilities such as the attacks. These are just going to be your passives. So if you like to play a tank, you'll want to look for passives that, let's say, increase your defense, increase your aggro, increase your ability to regen life, things of that nature. You want to be have abilities that increase your tankiness. If you're going to look for more of an offensive play, you're going to look for things that increase your attack, your cooldowns, things of that nature. You don't want to have a defense increase if you're going to be a super glass cannon type of person. Now, you can, however, do mix and match. You know, if you want to be a somewhat tanky, but you can pump out that damage, well, your passives is going to be a good place to really fine-tune your character as to how you want to play them and what your preferred play style is going to be. These will add to your cost at the bottom right hand corner. So be sure that you're not over putting too many into your weapon skills and then not putting enough into your armor passives, and vice versa. Last but not least, in this one, we will see our avatar. This is what the cosmetics will look like. Now, for those that are asking about the pre-registration gifts and such, you will find those in your I guess it's your mailbox slash your, yeah, I guess we'll just call it your mailbox. You'll get a little notification for it, and you will be able to get all of this gear, the stamps, the arcana gems, things of that nature, whatever else was promised to us in the pre-registration. You will be able to claim those at a later time while you're playing through the game. As you can see here, I do have some of these things equipped right now. I do have, accessory 1. I have accessory 1 with nothing in there, but I do have, 2, 3, and 4. I have an upper. I could change this to, match, but I kind of like the way the red one looks, so that's just the one that I decided to pick. The next thing excuse me, the next thing that we'll be going over is going to be our weapon proficiency. Now, this is basically saying, hey, these are the weapons that I like to use, and this is kind of telling me, hey, I use my spear just a little bit, but I'm really using my one-handed sword and my one-handed shield. Now, we can have a proficiency skill that I can't do anything with because I don't own that little item that it needs me to have, but I believe I'm not even going to try and front. I don't know what it's going to give me. I believe it's supposed to give me like added benefits to the sword and shield. For instance, if I were to level those up, but I ain't going to front. I don't know too much about this, but this is where you can say, hey, I'm very proficient with using a sword and shield. That's the one that I like to use. As you can see, I haven't really messed with the rapier or the club, and I tried a little bit of the axe, and then I definitely dabble with the spear since that's what's in my secondary slot. The next thing we're going to look at is our partner and basically what they have. You can also rename your partner, and you can kind of just see their active sword skills. This is going to be extremely important, is their partner's equipment. You will be able to set what type of weapon your partner uses. You will also be able to set their skills. So for instance, as you can see here, I have 3 rapier skills, and these 3 rapier skills are the skills that I am going to be equipping onto this onto my partner, just so that she can buff herself, she can help me do damage, things of that nature. The same thing goes for her armor. She will have slots that you need to equip the armor so that she's not squishy and she doesn't get instantly booty blasted, because that would not be a good thing. She also has the cost down in the bottom right hand corner. As I'm clicking here, you can see that mine is currently at 38 out of 64 because I am prioritizing my own skills over the AI skills, because AI is just wonky sometimes. Last but not least, we do have accessories that we can fill for our partner, just like we can fill for our own, but again, I'm prioritizing my own. Last but not least, at any point in the game, for free, you can go back and change your character's gender, their hair, their face paint, and their body at any point in the game. And it is going to be for free, as unlimited times as you want, no matter what goes on. Excuse me. Now, the next thing we will be looking at, let's just go ahead and check the status one more time. All right, cool. We went through the makeup. Now, we're going to go through the skill records. This is kind of where, hey, I have, what abilities do I have? I forgot what all do I have, or do I just want to look at some of them and read through some of them? This is going to be the place that you can do so. You can also filter them depending on what kind of weapon you want to use, or if you want to do it by rarity, by the limit broken levels, the equipment type, or the cost. I would probably do it by rarity. I wish I wouldn't do it in this order. I wish I would do it in the opposite. Oh, here we go, descending. All right, there we go. So there we go. So now you can see the 4-star abilities, then your 3, then your 2s, then your 1s, and so on and so forth. We have our equipment, which is basically our inventory for what we have as far as weapons and armor. We have our avatar, which is going to be our cosmetics that we have on us. You'll also have our items. Now, one thing that is extremely important with your items that I wanted to be sure to talk about is registering your items. So as you can see here, with this potion, it says it instantly recovers 800 HP. What you'll want to do is hit register. When you hit register, you can put it on your item palette, which can go in items palette slots 1, 2, 3, or 4. Your item palette is going to be this little button right here, so that while you're in battle, or while you're, let's say somebody else has taken the aggro from the mob and you're about to die, you can actually run away, pop this right here, and then use the potion, so that way you don't have to, scroll through here go down to your equipment or go down to your items, click this button, then click use. It's just like a hotkey, a quick way to click your spells or your potions, excuse me. Last but not least is going to be your gifts. This is the other area that you can basically claim what you have. So this is where you'll be able to find your pre-registration stuff. As you can see, my stuff is down here at the bottom. It will only show the last 50 things, and yeah, that's basically all you need to know. I've been claiming all my stuff, so yeah, it's easy peasy. The next thing that we'll talk about are the quests. The quests are pretty straightforward. The accepted ones are the ones that you have. The unaccepted are the ones that are available out there somewhere that you can do, but you can only have 5 quests available at one time. If you delete a quest, you'll delete all of its progress, but you will also be able to go back and start that quest anew. Your completed quests are basically the quests that you've done, and then your achievements are what you have achieved. So as you can see right here, this top one says to slay 500 monsters now. Once I complete that, I will be able to get 20 Arcana gems, and then the list goes on and on as far as the achievements are concerned. The next one we'll look at is our community. We have the player search. This is how you're going to find your ID, your friend code, so that way if you have a friend, no matter where they're from, you will be able to play with them as long as you are on the same game server. So for instance, I'm on the EN1 server, and I'm able to play with people from, Canada. I'm able to play with people from France, from wherever else in the world. I'm only just using France because I played with one of my subscribers, and he is from France. So you can actually run groups with them, and you can message them and just talk to them and just basically have a great time in Sword Art Online Integral Factor. You can also find their friend ID by telling them to give you their ID, and then you can just type it in and you'll be able to find it. Next, we'll have party, where you can either search for a party that's doing the quest that you're doing, or you can recruit for the quest that you're doing. The next thing we'll have are the follows. This is basically your friends list, and you'll be able to talk to anybody. So I can message this dude, and I'll be able to see, what 4 skills he's using. And then let's say, for instance, I want to go here, look at the 4 skills that they're using, so on and so forth. But I can also hit contact. I can then, from there, hit unfollow. I can change servers so I can match their server. I can also invite them to my party so we can do groups together. I can send them a tell, which is basically a whisper, a PM, a DM, whatever you want to say. And then you can also blacklist them, which basically means you block them and you won't be able to see anything from them. When you send them a tell, one thing with this notification is that you can actually increase this chat box by dragging and holding this, or drag and hold, the little arrows that you see right here, so that way you can make it bigger. You can also type whatever you want to them within a certain amount of characters, and then you can, now you can't do that because that's the emotion, but you can also send them the little stamps. So, I can send a stamp and he will be able to see it. Now it pops up in front of me where you think people will be able to see it outside, but only the person that you're sending a message to can see it. The same thing goes for the party. You can be typing something and it'll look like it shows above your head, but it only shows in party group. If you want to say to somebody that's not in your group, or you're not whispering, you'll want to hit say, and then you'll be able to type to them or show them any stamps that you want. Now, if you're at this part and let's say you want to send a message to somebody, you'll be able to click this arrows, then you'll go to tell, and then you'll click the plus button. Once you click the plus button, you'll be able to message anyone that you've previously messaged. Now let's go back to community. Excuse me. Now let's go back to the shop. So the avatar is where you can buy the cosmetic stuff. So you can say, hey, here's the new candy avatar, and you can buy some of that, or you can buy the French maid and butler avatars that are on sale. That's basically your custom, your cosmetics, cosmetic armor that you'll be equipping. which you can, if if you got that money, or if you really like what you see and you have all the skills that you need, the weapon skills and the passive skills, then by all means, if you like it, dude, use that Arcana gem and get what you want, man. More power to you. But for me, the biggest thing that is going to be here is the orders. The orders are basically where you can get your skills, your passive skills, your weapon skills. And this is basically the gacha version of the game. So right here you can see that a single summon is going to be a 250 Arcana gems, and then the multi-summon is going to be the 2,500. You get 10 and then 1 for free. You can see right here, if we hit skill, record, referral, at least for this one, we will be able to see what they do. So right here it says the skill name is Lock Splash, applicable weapon type is the one-handed rapier, and then it says element is blunt and earth damage, and then it gives a brief description of what it does. Now, if you come to this one and it says applicable weapon type ability, I believe that is just going to be like a little cast that you do. So it could be like a little buff, a little debuff, depending on what it actually does. But this is going to be able to be used on any weapon, excuse me, that'll be usable on any weapon. So those two skills are the big skills that we are going to be looking at for this banner. This banner, I highly prefer the one-handed rapier sword skill, the purity rapier silica, just because I like that damage. I also don't believe that the reducing damage for maximum 15% from slash element monsters, at least this early in the game, isn't going to be important early on, but I can see it being extremely important later on. Then the same thing goes for here. The only difference with this one compared to the other banner is that it only has the order details. It doesn't give us a brief description of what it does and what it can do. It only just tells us what they are. So the Shy Christmas Sachi and so on and so forth, it'll tell us the names, but it won't really give us the brief description. So you can either join the SAO Integral Factor Discord from Reddit. You can find their Reddit invite, and you can go there and use that invite, join their thing, and then see if anybody has whichever one you just got. Or you can join mine and do the same thing. The description for mine will be down in the link to my Discord server will be down in the description box below, and you can find the Reddit, or you can find the Integral Factor Reddit one on their Reddit thread, and then you can find their Discord invite there. Last but not least, we will have the system where we can find our notifications. This is going to be extremely important, just for the sheer fact that this is going to tell us what all events we have going on and what all notices. As you can see here, the first notice we have is a notice for maintenance on 3/28, which is going to be tomorrow, or later tonight, just depending on what time zones you are in. Also, if you haven't already seen my video, we do have a tower quest. Berserker's Tower is now open. I don't know how they are going to do this, just for the sheer fact that they say they're going to release one floor a day, but they have the maintenance on the 28th, or they're closing it on the 28th. I don't really know. I don't speak Bandonese, but there is going to be that. So this tab is going to be extremely, extremely important for keeping up with all of the upcoming news. And I will be putting out news as I see them on the notices. The last thing you can do is change your settings. There is the other where you can find the credits, the terms of service, privacy policy, which nobody ever reads. And then the last thing you can do is return to title. Now, when you return to your title, hopefully this doesn't give away anything, you can actually change your server that you're on by clicking the world at the very top. Mine is... All right, there we go. Oh, excuse me. You can change the language, so then you'll go, I'm English. Then you can pick the server that you're on, and then it says pleasant for, how many people are there. It's not too busy. You can actually play there, so on and so forth. Then you're going to hit your menu on this screen. You can see your notifications, and here's a cool thing that I really do like about this game is that you can create your transfer ID, which this is the same as memory defrag. If you didn't play memory defrag, the way that this works is that it's the same way. If you are on an Android tablet and then you switch to an iPhone phone, an iPhone, then you're going to lose any of your Arcana gems that you have on you. But if you go from an Android tablet to an Android phone, you'll be able to keep all of your gems. The next thing that I find is extremely good is the Facebook link. If you have your main account, let's say you're done re-rolling and you get everything that you want, you can link your account to your Facebook account, so that way you, let's say for instance, accidentally delete your game by some off chance, you can go back, link it to your Facebook, and say, hey, this is my Facebook, this is the account that's linked to it, let me get back and play. So you'll be good that way, but you will still, if you change your operating systems, you will still lose your Arcana gems. Guys, that is all I have for this explanation of everything to do with the menu server on Sword Art Online Integral Factor. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support a lot. If you haven't already, be sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel to help make my dream become a reality. Also, check out the description box down below where you can find links to my Twitch stream, my Discord server, my Patreon page, and any social media such as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate the support a lot. And as y'all know, that's the fat lady singing. That's the bells are ringing. And until the next video, I hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.